Good morning, it's Jonathan Barrett with the morning debrief. It's the 15th of February, the current time is 8:41. The Dow's been closed for 41 minutes and not a lot of change there. Major news last night, Obama delivers his budget, $3.7 trillion worth of budget, and he says that the deficit will be $1 trillion for the fourth consecutive year. Market certainly took it in its stride, only basically closing pretty flat for the evening. Other news, concerns in Iran. Iran sort of, with what's happened in Egypt, Iran basically a little bit of civil unrest there. A lot of people taking on board what happened in Egypt, and there's a potential to do it in Iran. A little bit more interesting in Iran, and I'll tell you exactly why. If we've got just a little bit of a second, and I'll just grab that right now. But the reason that things might get a little bit hotter in Iran is pretty much because of the Straits of Hormuz, and I think that to me is one of the big concerns. And I've just got a little bit here to explain so people get a better understanding as to what could affect there or what could occur. Crude, by the way, didn't do too much at all, but at the Straits of Hormuz, we've got this little area here. It's 54 kilometres wide, right, and it's the only sea passage to the open ocean for large areas of petroleum export in Persian Gulf. So as you can see, about 15 tankers carrying about 17 million barrels pass through this, and it represents 40% of the total seaborne oil shipments and 20% of the world oil shipments. So this little area here, if there is a concern in Iran, then this could get under concern. This could be a concern. Obviously, the Suez Canal during what was occurring in Egypt didn't have too much of a concern, but this is just another hot spot. So keep an eye on that, and let's see what happens. Okay, now let's just turn to the markets. What's actually happened there, and let's grab that there. We'll go to there, which is good. No, we want this one here, and we'll just grab that. And as you can see, the markets were all quite quiet overnight, even though we did have quite a bit of news. Okay, that's just coming up there. Okay, the Dow's, down 5 points, 12,286. The S&P was up 3, and the Nasdaq was up 7.7. The top 50 in Europe was down 5. The FTSE was down 2. The CAC was down 4, and the DAX was up 25. Local market closed up 7 at 4,925. Okay, let's have a quick look at some of the news now, and what we look at, obviously with crude. Crude 84, 86, 89 under pressure. It has broken through this area here, which we've noted, with 85.18, 85.11, which is a key for us. A daily close below that sends it down to $80 a barrel. That might be the case, and you might see it actually trade a little bit lower, but just keep in mind exactly what's happening in Iran. As a result of that, crude under pressure, but copper, because the supply deficits continue to rally, once again hitting another record high, 462.85, and that's certainly over the 10,000 mark in LME language. Major concern news there was that China's basically trade surplus shrank to a less than expected number. As a result of that, people talk confidence that they will still be importing a lot more goods from the US. So they're taking that on, and if we stay above this area, you can see that copper has that ability to keep on going even up to that 500 level. Okay, how did dollar index? Dollar index was slightly firmer, 78.67. Like this sort of format, we still remain relatively positive towards the dollar. As you can see, dollar goes up, copper goes up, and gold sort of goes up as well. And that's basically a little bit of nexus there broken there between the dollar and what some of the commodities are actually doing. Gold pretty steady in the range, 1361. Just marking time. Need to see a break through that 1365 in order for it to continue. 1375 remain target there. On the Aussie had a good night, even though the euro and pound was under pressure, and even though they were under pressure, obviously on the back of the stronger dollar, but that Aussie, if it does take out that parity again, chances are it'll retest the lows. So just keep a close eye on that. Local market 49.25 just continues. There's a good exit level here for 4,900 if it breaks. So keep an eye on that. But I think as it basically stays above it, we've got to remain relatively positive. Even though the Dow sort of still mucking around in a range, our local market might get a bit of lift as to what's happening in China. So let's just see what happens on that. On the economic front, what do we have? I guess the most important stuff is coming through, NAB business confidence conditions in Australia. We've got industrial production in Japan, CPI in the UK and RPI in the UK. We've got Eurozone GDP, and I guess in the States, Empire Manufacturing, retail sales, advanced retail sales, tick data, business inventories, and the ABC consumer confidence. So there is quite a few things here. Quite a few things out there in the market to keep an eye on, and I think if anything there, let's just stick to the trend with what we've got. Remember, we're still long gold, happy to be that. We're long US dollars as well. Some of the grains have come back in a little bit of a correcting phase. Soybeans perhaps looking closer to a buy down here, and I think copper continues to go, and crude, if it stays below this 85.11, probably suggest it will trade lower, but I am actually thinking that if Iran starts to have more of a concern there with what's happening, then that will see a build in this premium, this Middle Eastern premium again. So let's see what happens from that. But that's about it from me. I hope everyone has a great day, and we'll soon talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.